From the moment I laid eyes on this car, I knew that as a self-proclaimed cool dad, I had to have one. So late last year, I put down a deposit, but here's the thing. I haven't actually gone through with my purchase yet, and after spending the last week with this demo car that was provided by VW Canada, I gotta say that there's some things that make me want it less, but also some things that make me want it way more. First up, there's the look. If you think this thing is striking in pictures, I gotta tell you, in person, it is even better. I think that Volkswagen's work, taking a classic aesthetic and modernizing it without losing what made it so iconic, is unparalleled here. And I'm not the only one who thinks so. This is by far the best conversation starter vehicle I have ever driven. And this is coming from a guy who drove this and this. And a big part of that is Volkswagen's daring decision to bring back the bold two-tone color schemes of the original Microbus. And when I say daring, I really do mean daring. Consumer trends have overwhelmingly been towards monochromatic vehicles over the last few decades. But it's clear from the reception to this vehicle that at least some consumers are ready for a change. See, Volkswagen does have a solid color version of the Buzz, but apparently it's been selling so poorly that they've started subsidizing the dealers who have them on their lots to wrap them two-tone to get consumers to buy them. Coming around back, we've got parking proximity sensors galore, as well as a rear windshield wiper blade. Never take that for granted now that I've seen how much Porsche charges for one. As well as our, dang it. Sometimes with the key in my pocket, this is unlocked and I can get my charger out of it. Sometimes I gotta unlock the car first. Can't find the pattern, boys and girls. Since we're down here, Volkswagen boasts a range of about 375 kilometers, depending on the variant of the Buzz, and charging rates of up to 200 kilowatts. So when I say boasts, I'm using that word extremely loosely here. The ID Buzz suffers from what I could best describe as an identity crisis. See, on the surface, she's a people mover. She's for camping. She's for the great outdoors. She's for road trips. I mean, good gravy. Look at the room in this thing. But under the hood, she's better equipped for short trips to the grocery store or the soccer pitch. I'm not saying that the Buzz is a car for nobody. I mean, I have a level 2 charger in my garage and I don't mind charging up every couple of days. But if you're the kind of person who wants to take long road trips or you are totally dependent on public charging infrastructure, it's hard to recommend something with such limited range. But that doesn't mean it's out of the running. Yvonne and I have been shopping kind of hardcore for a new family vehicle recently, and she went from rating the Buzz a 3 out of 10 from seeing it in pictures to a 7 out of 10 after the first test drive to, okay, are we buying one? After spending the last week with it. And out of every vehicle we saw, the Buzz was rated #1 by its most important customer, my kids. And there's a lot of little details that contribute to that. I mean, Volkswagen's been designing cars for as long as most people on Earth have been alive, and that experience shows. I mean, look, here's a simple thing. Ingress and egress. Getting into this car is so painless compared to almost any other family vehicle. Look at that. I mean, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I can practically flip and walk around in here, and my 10-year-old daughter legitimately can. She can stand in this car. So getting into the back seat is not a chore anymore. This is big. Volkswagen has taken a no-nonsense approach to visibility. There's no middle seat in the back, so the driver has a clear shot out the back window, which, along with the rest of what I call the panoramic windows throughout the car, really does contribute to a heightened sense of situational awareness, which is pretty important when you're carrying precious cargo. There's also a ton of legroom, even in the back row. Like, how cool is that? With the middle seats being able to adjust forward and back depending on how much you require, or if you need to have these folded down to carry cargo. And there's little hidey holes like all over the place to stash snacks and books and drinks. Not to mention, for every seat in the 6-seat configuration, there's a USB-C charging port, which is great for long road trips. Okay, and since we're disappointed, I actually want to talk about the seating configurations. So here's the thing. I can live with the limited range, but what's a little tougher for me is the 7-seat configuration would have another seat right here in the middle where I am now, but is only available in rear-wheel drive in crappier colors. Volkswagen, can you explain this to me? I want all-wheel drive and 7 seats and a cool color. Because there's still so much more to love. Let's look at the cargo. Check this out. I can store all my swag from lttstore.com and my backpack. And wow, really not much else. But hold on, it gets better. There we go. You can fit so much cargo in this bad boy. But again, the caveats. Not if you want to seat more than 4 people in this gigantic vehicle while also carrying cargo. The 7-seater option is the cool one, Volkswagen. I need the 3. Since we're back here, we got a 12-volt plug and a pretty good look at the dual interfaces for the rear zone climate control, which is nice. So you don't have people fighting over who has control of the climate control. Not that I speak from experience. Power liftgate, pretty common these days. Why don't we talk about the experience for the driver? Oh yeah, this window's cool. It like goes in and slides back. And oh yeah, this mirror is less cool. It's square. So like, it's harder to see not just the lane beside you, but also the one over there. I don't like it. Oh, they're also heated, ventilated, and have a massage function. The middle of which is the most important one to me. And it is, primo ventilation. No swass for this guy while on a road trip. While we're up here, we can look at some more of the hidey holes. They're in the doors, they're right here. You can put your key there. There's a spot to put your phone book. I'm not sure where they're going with that. Another one here by the glove box. Got your glove box. Oh, boom, cup holders. And I think this thing, like, oh yeah, look at that. It pops out like that. These are cool. There's these modular little things so you can adjust this guy, and they're functional. You can open a bottle or scrape your windshield. Oh yeah, oh right, and the whole thing comes out if you just plain don't want it. See you later, buddy. Dual USB-Cs for the driver, by the way. And before you say, oh, come on, Linus, one of those is probably for your passenger. No, they're mine. They've got their own. It's in the door. These are mine. Probably the coolest thing in here, though, is the electrochromic moonroof. With just a swipe of this interface, you can adjust the opacity of the glass on top of you. What I don't like so much is that this, along with almost everything else, is touch. Now, to be clear, I am a digital-first kind of person. I don't mind interfacing with a touchscreen. But what I am not a big fan of, oh, I found the power button. Not that it works to turn it off or anything. You hold it. By the way, before you smart Alex are like, Linus, the start-stop button is right there. Look at this. Hello, buddy? No, oh, there. Now it goes. No. The point is, I don't mind a touchscreen. But what I'm not a huge fan of is unnecessary capacitive buttons, and they're everywhere. They're under the touchscreen for the climate control and volume adjustments, and they're on the steering wheel, more importantly, where every once in a while, I'll be turning hand over hand, and I'll brush against something or I'll bump something and end up activating it. I know the door is open. Shut up, we'll drive in a second. I just have to tell them first about our sponsor.
Thanks to Eaton Power for sponsoring this video. Their Trip Lite series of UPS systems stand out thanks to their Bright Layer remote monitoring software that's fully included. That's right, no annual fees or subscriptions. A simple color-coded dashboard lets you easily keep an eye on your systems, highlighting issues to quickly solve and avoid downtime. Plus, end users can quickly check their UPS health with an intuitive LCD display on each model. So whether for a single system or an entire fleet, you can get reliable battery backup, surge protection, and cloud-based remote monitoring with Eaton's Trip Lite UPS systems. Learn more by checking out our link in the description.
Gear shifts are handled with this little interface right here. Do it again to go into regenerative braking mode. Do it again to go into coasting mode. Then backwards to go into reverse. It's okay. Feels a little cheap, but functions just fine. And I'd say the same about the backup cam, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a little bit jittery and stuttery sometimes, but unlike my car, at least it actually shows you where the heck it is that you are going. And the bird's eye camera is excellent from my experience, really giving you a good idea of how close you are to things. Now, let's talk about what I like more about this car than almost anything else. I'm gonna show you. If you're like me, you might be the kind of person who, doesn't always remember to put in your destination before you start moving. unlike my Taycan, which by the way, is a Volkswagen Group vehicle, I can just type a couple quick letters, boom, create a new drive, and yeah, if you drive a Tesla or a Rivian, this is not gonna look that impressive to you, but as someone who either has to use voice in my Taycan or has this horrible drawing on the screen interface in my wife's new vehicle, I gotta tell you, whatever reduction in distraction that a car manufacturer thinks they are achieving by disabling the on-screen keyboard, they are achieving the opposite, because being able to key in a special character here as needed is way faster than trying to do it 6 separate times with voice and then ultimately giving up and putting it in on your phone. Oh, by the way, I flippin' love this. Not only does the heads-up display interface with both the built-in navigation, so this thing, and also your Android Auto navigation, but the front dash has this cool little light that flashes all the way across in various colors when you need to turn right or turn left. It's just a really nice little touch, and you know, if you're on a long road trip, for example, you're driving in a straight line for a long time, it really gets your attention. It makes you think, oh yeah, I need to turn. Time to move over to this lane. That was maximum acceleration. Right off the line, she's got a lot of torque. She is still an electric car. But once you're off the line, my son, I think, put it better than I could. Did you press the pedal down all the way, Dad? When I was showing him how fast this car accelerates. She's really not super powerful. I've also found that the acceleration and braking curve have taken a little bit for me to get used to because of that quick off the line that I guess they're trying to make the car feel a bit peppier than it is. It's a little lurchy to start, and because of the way Volkswagen handles the mixing between pressing the pedal and activating regenerative braking, and then mashing it and actually activating the physical brakes, I find that when I'm coming to a stop, it's really hard to do perfectly smoothly. My family gets pretty motion sick pretty easily and has complained that they get more nauseous in this car than in other ones that I drive. I can't say for certain that it's not a skill issue, but it is something that I observed. So it's iPhone-like in the sense that there's no back button. There's no back in the interface. You press the home button and that takes you to the built-in navigation, thanks, your voice assistant, which is cool. You can give it its own name so that it'll trigger on whatever keyword you see fit. Charging, so you can monitor that in a separate place from right here. I mean, I guess for what the range is, they want you really paying close attention to that. As far as I can tell, there's no meaningful way to reconfigure what you want your home screen to be. I didn't notice this. The regenerative braking goes up in sport, but if you go to custom and configure it, regenerative braking is not one of the options that they actually allow you to play around with. So I guess it would just be driving dynamics. I don't know, who knows? I didn't find a huge difference between comfort and sport in terms of performance or even suspension. It's pretty floaty, but no more so than I would expect from a people mover. How about this? Let's try out the assistive driving features. So I'm gonna switch her over to semi-auto drive assist mode. Okay, so it's both lane assist and adaptive cruise control. I'm gonna go ahead and set that. Let's set it to 30 kilometers an hour because we're coming up on a school zone. And I actually really like using cruise control in school zones because what it means is I never have to pay any attention to anything here, okay? I can have my foot covering the brake, right? And then I can just be looking at absolutely nothing but like what's going on in my peripheral here. I don't have to think about speed management. Something like that. Yep. Okay. Oh boy. And we're almost off the road immediately. Pretty cool. It's been a mixed bag. Sometimes it was really good, needing basically no intervention for long periods of time. This one time I took it into a construction zone though. It doesn't understand pylons. So yeah, it's no Tesla autopilot. Also, where are we going right now, buddy? Where are we going? Are you gonna stop? Oh man, the way that it brakes at like the last second, I'm pretty sure you can adjust it. Like, I think that's this button, like follow distance or something. Oh yeah, there we go. There's your follow distance button. Okay, never mind, I figured it out. Oh man, I hate the touch volume control. So you can either swipe like this, or you can like mash this thing on the one side. Yeah, like the whole thing moves. It's on like a rocker. See that? Blah. What I like more than the volume adjustment, those speakers. They partnered with Harman Kardon, actually, and dude, it like sounds pretty decent. I don't know what they did, whether it's the tuning or just the fact that it is so spacious in here compared to a regular car, but the sound feels big and the soundstage is really wide. I think it sounds great. There's an audio one. There we go. Look at that. Built-in EQ. I mean, seriously, how cool is that? Are they the best speakers ever? Absolutely not. But my point of reference here is my minivan. And minivans have had so little competition here in North America for the last, realistically, 10, almost 20 years, that having anybody come in and make them a little better, a little more exciting, is exciting for me. As for parking, you know what? Let's try and get it to do the thing. Searching for parking space. It's like, do I move while I'm searching for parking space? I couldn't get it to do it. Oh wait, do we have one? Okay, hey, it found one. All right, let's try it. Hey, and if it screws up, it'll hit your car, Belle.
Don't hit my car.
I love that we're next to Belle's car. Hey, good luck, Belle's car. Whatever, you don't like driving a Tesla anyway, do you? Is this gonna make it? We're gonna hit the friggin' curb. Oh, whoa, here we go. Oh my God, it's doing it. It's gonna go up on the curb. We just climbed the curb. When do I hit the brake here, boys? Quality job, Volkswagen Group. I mean, look, okay, that sample size of 1, I'm not saying it wouldn't work a lot of the time, but I've made my position on autonomous vehicle operation pretty clear. If it doesn't handle edge cases, it ain't autonomous. With that said, I can park my own car, so I don't really care about that. What I do care about is the price. Yes, VW is mixing up the minivan market, but VW is also mixing up the minivan price point a little bit. The ID Buzz costs tens of thousands of dollars more than competing people movers, which is a pretty tough pill to swallow. Until you consider that I don't really think there are competing people movers. At least not yet, and at least not here in North America. Whether you're looking at an Odyssey or a Sienna, the build quality and the feature richness of those vehicles just isn't that close. Like every seat in the ID Buzz feels like I am driving around in a freaking living room compared to those other vehicles. So while I don't love the price, it's not like I'm looking at it going, well, I can't even figure out where they spent this, because I 100% can. I just wish they'd spent a little more on a bigger battery. Subscribe to ShortCircuit. See you later.